Our doctrine, our teaching for today is about atonement. You can see that in the picture, you can see that in the word, and you can see that there's the words at one that start that word atone. It really is a word that was made up to express this truth, that at creation we were one with our God. But then after Adam and Eve sinned, we were broken apart and we weren't one with Him. We weren't in unity with Him. And then by Jesus' death and resurrection, we are brought again at one. So that's where in the Old Testament there was talk of atonement that pointed to Jesus. And then Jesus atoned for our sin, brought us back. It's all about relationship. You know, forgiveness means that the debt has been paid, but atonement means that we're put together in relationship and family. So atonement is God makes us again at one with Him. So let's look at a couple things. So again, I said this, but let me just read it. A word made up to signify something that had once been one, but broken, but becoming at one again. So it's a great name that we have to explain. In the Old Testament, the Ark of the Covenant that had God's presence in it, God with His people, the cover that had the angels on it, that was sometimes referred to as the atonement cover, how God became one with His people again. And then in the Old Testament, they also had this great day of atonement, where a priest, they would do the sacrifice, and then a priest would lay his hands on a goat and place his sins on the people, and then send that goat out of the town. And that was a picture of what Jesus does, that all of the sins of the world were laid on Him, and He paid for them all. And that was once a year. The Old Testament believers had celebrated that, pointed to Jesus, and they also fasted on that day, because it was the great day of atonement, where they celebrated how they're at one with their God again. Romans 3:25 says this, God presented Christ as their sacrifice of atonement through the shedding of His blood to be received by faith. That God gave His one and only Son, the Messiah, would give Himself up. Why? To bring us at one. How would that happen? Through His blood being poured out. And how do we get it? By faith. And that's why atonement is a key word. It's a big word, but it's good to know that what Jesus didn't just pay for our sins, but by doing that brought us at one with our God. And that also makes us one with our family, all of God's family for all times. That's good news, and that's why we love the teaching of atonement.